Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 13, lucky number 13, of the Perfect Music Show, Moonshine and Music. I'm your host, Joe Shelton. We got a great show for you today, but before we get started, on June 30th, we need you all to show up. So go out to the website, moonshineandmusic.com, and find the address, and then show up to the show to watch us record 9 episodes of Moonshine and Music just for you. You can come in person, you can hang out, there's going to be food and drinks, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. You're going to be behind the scenes at the show and be part of the studio audience. So please go out to moonshineandmusic.com, find the address, and put it in your calendar, June 30th, all day long. Starts in the morning, ends in the evening. And then there's today's episode. Today's episode has Danni Al Mar. That's Will and Danny Shoust, and they're going to come in to the studio, and they're going to talk a lot about their music and their life together as a married couple and doing music. And they're really good friends of mine. They're good friends of the show. So let's get started right now on Moonshine and Music. Welcome to Moonshine and Music. I know you guys have been looking forward to it for years and years and years, even though we've only been around for a few months.
Absolutely.
We have Danni Al Mar with us today. This is Danni and Will Shoust, and they are the purveyors of musical genius known as Danni Al Mar.
Well,
genius.
Thanks.
Well, you know, I'm trying to be a kinder, gentler Joe.
That's good.
At least today.
That's fair.
You know, tomorrow, who knows where it'll go.
Yeah.
Especially with, you know, Will has warmed us up for the interview already.
Yeah. I'm just here to help.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen the program yet, but we try to delve into, a little deeper knowledge of our artists and who they are, and bring them on, and so that, the fans out there get a chance to learn to get to know people a little more, and maybe connect with you and connect with the music. So, I know you guys can go in whatever order you want, but where did you guys grow up?
Ladies first.
I grew up in southern Indiana, about 3 hours south of here. Graduated high school, went to IU Bloomington for college, and then I met this joker, and I ended up in Indy.
Born and raised in Indy, went to Lawrence North High School, then...
Survived Lawrence North High School?
That's a good word for it. After I graduated, my brother then went there, and he said, man, it's gone downhill. I'm glad you left when you did. Then went down to IU, met a couple buddies, had a house down there, and met Danny, and been playing music most of my life, and it was nice to be able to kind of fuse our two backgrounds together to create something really, different, I think, for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tease about Lawrence North, but I went to Muncie South, and it's closed. So you guys at least have that going ahead of you.
It should be. Let's just say that.
It should. Wow. I was trying to lighten it a little bit, but you threw the bomb right back on the fire there.
That's what you do.
I love you guys from Lawrence North, even though we lost to you in the regional in '89. We didn't like you that night.
Yeah, not that we're bitter.
Not that we're still bitter about it or anything.
No.
So you guys met in college?
Yeah, so long story short, my college is a little bit muddy. Tried going to school in Wisconsin. A lone Hoosier boy did not stand a chance with all those cheese curd Packer fans. Ended up having to come home, do some work for my family, and then transferred down to IU and had a house with a couple buddies, and Danny had studied in Spain with one of my best friends at the time, and he had a little get-together to kind of reunite all the Spain folks that had gone abroad, and I met her, and she was no nonsense and put me in my place, and I thought, let's have a conversation.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
So how did it come from your perspective, Danny? Because, whenever I get a married couple on like this and a married couple that's in a band, there's got to be something, else going on. We need to hear both sides of the story.
Yeah, so I studied abroad in Barcelona, Spain in spring 2012, and I became really good friends with one of his childhood best friends, Sam, and we went back to IU, and he was like, hey, I'm having a party, you should come over, because welcome week is kind of famously a little full of debauchery. So I was like, okay, that could be fun. And I'd been talking to Will a little bit, he was good friends with Sam, and we'd Skyped and different things, and he was just so goofy and just full of swagger, and I just kept making fun of him the whole time.
Swagger.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I would call it.
Little Swagger Shoust. I think that's like a new name.
I think it's on my driver's license at this point.
Is it?
It should be.
It should be if it
Yeah.
isn't. Yeah.
I'll file the form tomorrow.
Yeah. But I just we just hit it off, and I don't know, kind of went from there. Now we're stuck
The
with
big
each
thing
other.
that really brought us together is that in these nights of debauchery, there'd come a point where we would all grab our acoustic guitars, go out on the porch of this house, and start singing, a lot of the rock bands and bands that we'd really listened to coming up in the years. And so it would be things like Death Cab for Cutie or the Decemberists, and we ended up playing Barton Hollow by the Civil Wars. And I look at her one night, I'm saying, hey, do you know this song? And she goes, yeah, I know this song. Do you know this song? And I say, yeah. So we go for it, and her voice blew me out of the water. No matter how many years I spend learning guitar, I'll never match her vocal quality and musicianship on that night. I mean, am I not allowed to say nice things?
I'm just like, I'm right here.
Jeez. Yeah. But blew me out of the water, and I always told myself, being a guitar player that doesn't sing, because there's pretty much a dead cat in my vocal cords, I always wanted to date a singer so that we could kind of collaborate on music, and that was always really important to me, to date somebody who was creative in the music scene and could really express themselves with lyrics and songs and have the vocal range to pull it off. And then out of nowhere comes Danny.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hey, what's up? And so it was really great to kind of connect over that, and from there it just kind of blossomed into marriage and all that sort of good stuff.
So as you started writing these songs, I full disclosure, I know these guys already. Your writing style to me has been kind of an interesting thing. Like how tell the folks how you write songs.
Yeah. Wow. Well, when I first started this project, I had not really played music in a couple years. I'd been in a project before I met Will with an ex-partner. It didn't go super well at the end. So I kind of was just on a break from music. And then I just felt this pull to play again. And the first 3 songs that I wrote just kind of poured out of me. I just sat down one day and wrote a song in 10 minutes, which never happens. So I just felt like I had to keep doing it. I guess my process, I'll just pick up an instrument and kind of noodle around for a while. I keep a journal. I pretty much write every day, whether it's just kind of reflections on my day or lyric ideas, list of things I need to do. I try to keep a really good habit of that. It helps a lot with mental health, I've noticed. So I'll go through and see what themes I've got in my lyrics and just kind of work on it that way. And then I'll be like, hey, Will, does this sound like crap or do you like it?
Before this point, though, Danny had moved to Irvington in about 2014, picked up a uke, started writing some stuff, picked up a guitar, started writing a few things, and I thought, you gotta let me play. Because, again, the ex-partner thing, they had been involved, and he was the guitar player. What she didn't say is she was in a pop-punk band for about 6 or 7 years. It made it, pretty big. They opened up for Shiny Toy Guns, and they had some success over the years, and with that ex-partner thing, she was really gun-shy of letting another, guitar player into her life. And so I was like, man, you gotta let me in to play. Your riffs are great. I really think I could add something. And so the first record was basically just kind of a brain dump of all these lyrics and feelings and song ideas that she had, and we really just wanted to get these on CD just to get them out there and then build from that. And so my goal as a guitar player for her has always been kind of filling the empty spaces, accenting her vocal patterns, and not trying to take anything away, because I think in the last project, her ex-partner had always tried to be in the limelight. And that's fine for pop punk, right? You've got all the different relationships in pop punk and different members kind of coming in and out of the spotlight. But I think for kind of a singer-songwriter, the lead guitar player needs to hang back and really respect the song in that sense.
So do you ever let Will in on the writing process?
Yeah, that's kind of what that's what we're working on now. Slowly but surely we're writing the next album, and we're just trying to be more, I don't want to say like strategic, but more thoughtful with the way that we're approaching these songs. We have a ton of riffs, but we're not necessarily going to put every single thing we write on this album if we don't think it fits where we're at or sets the stage for where we want to go. So right now we both kind of throw out riffs, and then we'll record them like on our phones, on the different like music memo apps that are out there, and then I'll just sort of sit down with them, see what ideas come to mind as far as melodies and lyrics, and then we'll get back together and kind of figure it out that way.
The nice thing is, between Danny and I, we've got a full band in our arsenal. I've been drumming since middle school, so I'm familiar on a drum kit, and so she'll come to me with a guitar idea, and I'll say, okay, let's put it to drums and see how it sounds, or let's put a bass line on it, because no offense to bass players, but if you know guitar, you can do like root notes on bass, right? Like you can follow along on a bass line, and so it's been nice to kind of workshop those ideas and really develop the song as a full band, because we're looking for a drummer and a bass player. We've been doing auditions, and we've had some lineup switches over the past couple months, but we're really looking forward to having a full band and working with those other folks to workshop these songs instead of just the two of us, because they bring other ideas and maybe new feels, and so that'll be a really exciting process for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, like both of you guys have been involved in other projects too. Like you were in the McDonald's record, and I know 1923.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and then I know Will is like just the basics. They play bass and drums for other groups.
So both of us were involved in the McDonald's album. Really, I played drums for.
Oh, that's right. You played drums on that.
I played drums, and then Jem Holden, who's the other member of Just the Basics, he played bass on that, and I've backed up guys like It's Just Craig and Jeff Kelly and a couple other guys, so it's been really cool to kind of steal some of their influence and bring it into our stuff. Everybody writes different, so it's been really cool to bring some of those influences into our music.
Do you find that happens all the time for you? Like, do you get influences out of like just like going to watch Will play with, I don't know, Craig or Jeff Kelly or someone?
Yeah, I mean, I think the really special thing about Indianapolis music scene, especially like the singer-songwriters that I'm friends with, I feel like we kind of workshop things with each other. We'll go to those open mics and try out a new song, and we'll give each other feedback like, hey, I really like that song, but what if you shorten the bridge, or you change some parts around, and it's just kind of interesting to see the types of chord progressions that people use and just different techniques. I've grown a lot as a guitar player since I started this project. I wouldn't even have called myself a guitar player like 3 years ago, so I feel like I can kind of hold my own now. I can do the rhythm part, a little bit of lead. I don't know that I can like solo yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah. And the nice thing is every project works differently. Some of them we only have to practice twice and then we've got the gig and we mesh really well. Or some of them we really have to put the work in and be cohesive in order to have that album release show or to have that bigger gig. So it's not only the song style but also the work ethic. And we're really trying to be really have purpose in our songwriting. We're not just sitting down while something's on the we're watching the news on TV and noodling around trying to pick up something. We're really trying to dedicate that time to writing songs that are mostly that we're happy with, because you can put out tons and tons of riffs, but until you get one that's really hits you deep down, then yeah. Trailed off there for a little bit.
Well, look, we've ran Will out of words. How does that happen?
I don't know.
Rare.
He talks for a living, so this is pretty impressive.
So, what songs are you guys going to do for us today? Or, are you going to do some new things that we haven't heard before, or some stuff off your original album, or?
So mostly new stuff. We're really trying to promote the new stuff. We've got some exciting things coming here in the next couple months that we can't really spoil yet, but we're also very excited to be playing Virginia Ave Music Fest. We are on Saturday at 4 o'clock, which is very exciting.
Hopefully it will get on before that, but maybe not.
Okay.
Our production schedule is...
Well, then, the set went great. I'm sorry if you missed it.
Oh my gosh.
Man, you guys
missed
were
out.
fantastic.
Right?
Virginia Avenue
Oh, it
Music
was
Fest.
so good.
I mean, I didn't see it because I had a gig in Lafayette that day, but it was great.
Yeah, here I don't even know the weather. Oh, it was great. Yeah.
Oh, the
Great
weather,
weather.
man. Wow.
Yeah. But with Virginia Ave, we've got some good stuff coming that week. So hopefully some new stuff today. Maybe we'll throw in a classic or two just to...
A classic.
Yeah, we've been around long enough to have classics.
Sure.
You guys are not old enough to have classics. Stop it.
Oh, goodness.
But I really appreciate you guys coming in today.
Yeah.
And let's hear some good music.
Yeah,
cool.
sounds
All right.
good.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Next week on Moonshine and Music, we've got Joe Martin Ricky, and he is going to bring us some fabulous music. Have a listen.
You and me and a midnight run, we'll make our own damn rodeo. We'll keep on riding till the clowns have all gone home. Well, I'm sick of my job and I'm sick of myself, sick of my hometown going to hell. Let's start the future in a pickup truck tonight.
Hey, we're Danni Al Mar. We are going to play some new songs for you. This first one's called Keep Me in Your Plans. Keep me in your plans, he said, and I'll try my best to promise, but the line went dead, and those twisted, tattered cables put on the kettle, radio playing softly, let the world settle over another cup of coffee. This time they won't. Did you get all your boxes checked? Did you find the one they promised? So much left unsaid in the way we tell our stories, the way we fall apart. Even the trees haven't seen the sun since the copper left the leaves shine down on no one. Scrubbing a little black book finds the words when she is able. Take that second look. Are you familiar with those fables? But this time I won't. Did you get all your boxes checked? Did you find the one they promised? keep you. And my plans I'll say, and I'll try my best to promise, but the line went dead. Those twisted, tattered cables. Put on that kettle. Radio playing softly. Let the world settle over another cup of coffee. But this time I won't. Did you get all your boxes checked? Did you find the one they promised? So much left unsaid in the way we tell our stories, in the way we fall apart. Thank you. All right. How about that? I don't even have to tune. This is another new one. It's called Trying My Best, and really that's all we can do, right? So it's kind of the spirit of this song. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And I'm trying my best to be brave, but it's hard to carry this weight. Trying my best to believe, but it's hard without a cross on a chain. Just a note, a quick note on the back of an envelope. 'Cause I made a list. There's dreams and hopes of do's and don'ts that wear me down. Hoping there's nothing that I missed. And I'm trying my best to be brave. It's hard to carry this weight. Trying my best to believe, but it's hard without a cross on a chain. I heard the words softly spoke as I turned around, and you are never coming home. Sticks and stones, they strike these bones, they wear me down. But I can never tell you now. But I tried to make you stay. But I tried in vain. But I tried to make you see. But I couldn't make you. But I couldn't make you. And so I'm trying my best to be brave. It's hard to carry this weight. Trying my best to believe. It's hard without a cross on a chain. Thank you much. Well, thanks for having us, Moonshine and Music, and thanks for watching, if you're watching this later, after we do all the magic to it. This is our last song. It's called Ship Jumpers. It started as a political protest song and turned into more of a political meditation on history. So, hope you enjoy it. is old. So I am told the world it is old, and I grow bold. All these histories we're sworn to protect, become history we're soon to forget. Seen the ashes tumble on high, fire frames the darkening sky. And yet the world keeps spinning. The wind is gone, and I am calm. The wind it has gone, and I see the sun. What do you see? What do you say? Is life written, and do you like it that way? History moves in fits and starts. We're ship jumpers finding our way in the dark, and yet the world it keeps spinning. To achieve the end, and the means that we have been given. There's gotta be a better way to achieve the end than the means that we have been given. There's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way to the end. Thank you. We're good.
Thank you, Danni Al Mar. Thank you, Danni Al Mar. I really appreciate you guys coming in today. It was wonderful having you on the show. I want to thank Brent Smith for providing the garage for the show. Be sure to come out on June 30th. It will be at Brent Smith's garage. If you know where that is, you're in good shape. However, go to moonshineandmusic.com and get all the details. And if you need somebody to do some video work for you, eatnewmedia.com. Go there and get a quote. They will put together a fabulous video presentation for you. All right, we'll see you next week on Moonshine and Music. Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Eat New Media in association with Notlehs Entertainment. Producers for today's program are Brandon Lay and Joe Shelton. Be sure to join us next time on Moonshine and Music.